Welcome to Teachings from the Masters with Daryl Shaun Price.
Hi, welcome. So glad you're here. So I want to talk today about a concept that I have spoken about quite a bit, but I want to dig a little deeper this time. So the concept is this: you do not create what you want. You create what you are. And I'm sure you've heard that or some version of that from so many people nowadays. There's a lot of people out there talking about manifestation, a lot of people out there talking about the law of attraction, the law of detachment, all these other big laws that are found in all the teachings of the masters since the beginning of time. But let's dig into what that really means. So if you create what you are, meaning everything that you experience in creation is a reflection of your identity. And the only way to enact true change is to change your identity. And I know some of you are going to say, well, I can go out there and I can work harder and I can make more money. Yes, and technically you have more money, and that is a change or a modification, but it didn't change your reality. It didn't create new creation. You already believed if you work harder, you would get more money. Therefore, you had an opportunity to work harder to get more money. And if you don't like working harder, you have less money. Therefore, nothing changed. Just some of the physical details were altered based on the current beliefs you had. True change would be changing your identity into someone who says, I don't have to work hard and I can have all the money I want. And then create opportunities that prove that. And it doesn't matter what the desire is. Money, health, relationships, travel, opportunity, it doesn't matter. That desire is only a breadcrumb. It is just a little piece of helping you direct your attention in a way where you get to create. Where you get to not only create, but become. And I'm sure you've heard it before. Lots of people say you need to shift your identity. Stop trying to shift the outside world, shift your identity, and the outside world will match. Well, what does that really mean? Let's kind of break down what your identity is. So when people talk about your identity, it's the whole combination of everything that you identify as you. So that starts with your spirit. That piece of you that is the energy of creation, is the infinite consciousness, is the entire universe. Perceiving you as an individual. Even though you really aren't an individual, you are the entire universe. It's that perception that you get to play with. So you've got that spirit. That's not changing. That's already vibrating in complete harmony with the rest of the universe. But that spirit in those vibrations, as those vibrations are interpreted by the rest of your identity, it's that perception that shifts, that changes things. So then you've got your conscious thoughts. Vibration. That vibration has this sort of feeling. That sort of feeling means to your conscious mind, with the current beliefs you have, oh, more money. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Oh, that's more money. More money means freedom. My mind understands that more money is freedom. Okay, so that's the desire that was dropped as a breadcrumb to get you to focus on, you can create more money, which would feel free, which inevitably you're just creating a higher vibration that is that feeling of freedom. And the reality is this: when you are creating, you're only creating in one of two directions. Excuse me. You are creating because of a feeling you want to have that you don't, or want to have more of that you don't have enough of, or a feeling you want to avoid that you might currently be feeling or do not want to feel. That's it. Because the feelings are the compass of those vibrations. Are they in harmony or not? If the feeling is expansive, if the feeling is towards peace, then it's in vibration. If the feeling is retractive, if the feeling is compacting, if it is heavy, and if it is not towards peace, not in harmony. So you've got your spirit, the vibrations, the energy themselves, the pure energy of creation that is everything, that is your spirit. You've got the feelings, which are the compass of, hey, are you in vibration with the rest of creation or not? Are you, the rest of your identity, matching that spirit or not? And then you've got your conscious thoughts, that turn all that energy and feeling into a thought. And it can be any thought. It doesn't matter what it is. In the whole eternal scheme of things, it doesn't matter if you have the money and the relationships and the houses and the travel and the health. You only experience those things as a reflection of the vibration that you're in. What really matters is the vibration. And those reflections are only indicative of when you are vibrating high and thinking a certain thing, you get to combine those and turn matter into particle and have an experience. So the part where I see most people I work with get tripped up is what happens with the subconscious mind. Now that's the internal programming. That's the true identity. This is the way the world is. Human beings cannot jump off a roof and fly away like Superman. That's programmed in there. It's there. And that's only true because of the programming. Now, I'm not telling anybody to jump off a roof and try to fly like Superman. You don't want to reprogram that because it's probably not that important to you in the grand scheme of things. But here is the reality. So let's say you decide, I want financial freedom. I want to have millions of dollars. I want to be filthy rich. I want to be able to do anything I want and always have the money available at any moment to choose to do anything that I want, any desire that comes up. Okay. So you've got that. And maybe you're applying your conscious mind to it. Okay, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to imagine that wish fulfilled. I can feel it. Okay. When that thought feels real, and I can now feel the feelings of having that thing, I know I've created it. Great. It's wonderful. It's amazing. Beautiful. And it feels like peace because following that desire and creating something new and shifting your identity to a higher vibration is in alignment with your spirit. But then here's what happens. You spend all of this conscious energy on this, but your identity and where your attention goes most of the time when you are not deliberately focusing it is to what is familiar and already programmed. So great, you spend hours meditating and imagining and look at that, I'm a millionaire and look at all the things I can do. And then when you're not pushing, you come back over here and go, oh, I gotta struggle to pay this bill. Oh, we don't have enough for rent. Man, things are so expensive. I can't afford the food I want. I wish I could go out with my friends, but I don't have enough money. It's defaulting to the programming that you already have. Because 100% of the time, your attention, if you are not deliberately focusing it, will go to what is familiar. So the key to shifting identity isn't, I'm going to force my conscious thoughts to do something. I'm going to force myself to feel something. I'm going to imagine. It is taking those things you imagine and making them comfortable and familiar, not this cool, amazing, miraculous thing that is out there. It has to become your new normal. The moment those things that you imagine and desire become your new normal, the whole universe starts shifting to match. Because that's where your core vibration is. Now, I know a lot of you are feeling overwhelmed right now, saying, well, how can I get over all that old programming? It just comes up naturally. It's repetition. And it's not repetition in that you have to sit here and do nothing but this all the time, and you just have to meditate until you can never think anything else. No, it's the repetition of feeling that way no matter what happens. It is the repetition of understanding that the more you pay attention to this reality of this wish fulfilled, the more familiar your subconscious becomes. This is planting the seeds. The subconscious is where the garden grows. For you to have those fruits, for you to have those trees, for you to experience that garden growing, you have to plant the seeds and continue to nurture them. So what does that look like? Let's go back to the financial freedom situation. So in the whole financial freedom situation, you can imagine being financially free, what that feels like, might even have a dollar number in mind and what you're going to spend it on, and that's great. And then what happens when you're not in the middle of meditation, in the middle of a deliberate visualization, doing affirmations or whatever other technique works for you to feel like it's real? Bill just came in. Can you still feel this? Oh, wait, I didn't feel that. I felt fear. Oh, that's old me. I'm aware of it. This is old me. I acknowledged old me had that thought. And I remember what this felt like. And at first, it's going to feel like this tug of war. Old you is going to fight to hold on because your subconscious says, hey, we've already got all this programming. You're giving us new programming right now. It's easier to hold on to what we already have. This is who we are. And you're even going to feel like, man, it'd be just easier just to give up and go back to, well, I'm going to just do the best I can over here. Don't. If it feels difficult for a moment, let it. And step back and observe. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is heavy. Wow, I must really have believed that I have to struggle with money. Because look at that fear that came up. And you observe until it passes. Whatever the emotion is, you observe it till it passes. Oh, it's fear. Let me just watch the fear. Fear's gone. Okay, I'm going to get back into feeling this. I'm going to reimagine, refeel. And then, yes, I'm aware of the situation. There's a bill that has to be paid, but I don't give it any energy. It's just an experience that's playing itself out, and it's just a reflection anyway. In the grand scheme of things, whether this bill is ever paid or not isn't as important as my vibration. So your attention is on the internal feeling, which is part of your identity. And hey, does that feeling tell me that I am in sync, in vibration, in alignment with my spirit or not? If it isn't, I'm going to watch it and then get back into whatever thought will create the feeling that is in alignment. And as you keep repeating that, it gets easier and easier and easier. One of the big things that I have helped so many people I've worked with do is learn to completely quiet their mind. And I know right now there's a bunch of you, especially my ADHD friends, which I am one of them, who says, but my mind doesn't quiet. It races and it races and it races and a million thoughts, and I can't control that, and I can't ever quiet my mind to truly. You can. I don't care who you are. I don't care how difficult it is. You can. You have become comfortable with the racing thoughts. That's your familiar. Oh, well, it's easier for me to just give up and just accept the racing thoughts. That doesn't mean you have to sit there and force your thoughts to eliminate. But what happens is, as you learn to just observe them, you become less and less attached to them. Pretty soon, the observation becomes, oh, I can let them go. Then from let them go, it becomes, I can quiet my mind. Here's the beauty of once you learn to quiet your mind, how much more easy you can create a new familiar and a new identity. And it goes to, actually, there's a verse in the Tao that says, we join spokes together in a wheel, but it's the hole at the center that makes it move. We form clay into a pot, but it is the space within that we feel. And if you are so full of so many other things that you have to force the new idea into, well, yeah, you're going to default to the familiar, all these millions of other thoughts you've had. So let's go back to the financial freedom situation. I've imagined being a millionaire. I know what it feels like. It feels real. And here's 100 billion racing thoughts. Where does that new normal get to fit into that? Because your normal is these 100 billion racing thoughts that you're always dealing with. This is why tools like meditation are so powerful. Because once you can train your mind to empty, you can fill it with whatever you want. Goes to another Taoist concept of the uncarved block. The uncarved block can be anything. The moment you carve it and put something in it, now it can only be the dragon that you created, or the unicorn, or the fairy, or whatever you carve that block to be. So really, and I'm going to kind of lay this out in what works best for me. If I want to shift my identity, start with an awareness of who I am, what patterns exist, what I like and don't like, what's in alignment, what's not, and just observe. I spend time then emptying everything. This is who I was, and letting it go. Until being empty of everything becomes familiar. Ooh, now I've got this vessel that's empty. What do I fill it with? Oh, financial freedom. I know what that feels like. I've imagined it. I know it. I'm going to take that, fill this vessel with that until it becomes familiar to my programming, to my subconscious, that that is who we are. Your subconscious does not distinguish between an actual experience or what you've imagined. What it's doing is it's taking conscious thought and feeling that keeps repeating. And it doesn't matter if it's imagination or senses, but whatever conscious thought and feeling combos keep repeating, it creates programming and beliefs around. So when you live in the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard says, when you live and imagine being financially free, and you know what that feels like, and that's the state you're in most of the time, that becomes your new familiar. Not immediately, but soon you'll realize, I'm not thinking the same old fears and thoughts I was anymore, because I've stepped into new identity. And that's when things shift. So I want you to take some time. Take some time and be aware. Look at the patterns in your life right now. Look at the typical behaviors that happen when you're not thinking. How are you speaking? How are you interacting with others? What are the things you do on a daily basis? Where does most of your energy and attention go? And just be aware of it. You're not going to go, I'm going to rush out and fix and change all this. Nope, just be aware of it. Ooh, I like that. I don't like that. Ooh, I'd like that. I don't like that. That's cool. I'm aware. Then decide what you really want. Whatever that desire is you want to experience, it doesn't matter what it is. The desire is just there to help you create so that you're in higher vibration as the creator, as the master. To decide what you want, imagine that. Live in that wish fulfilled. Whatever it takes for you to feel like it's already happened. And you take that imagination and feeling, and you take this awareness and go, oh, what matches and what doesn't? Okay, I'm aware of these. So when they come up, I've already observed them. So when they come up again, I can just be aware of them, watch them, let them go. And commit myself to, hey, this is what I'm putting into my empty vessel. So once you've got that awareness, spend time just emptying your mind. Spend time in peaceful meditation. Spend time in pure mindfulness where you're observing without attachment. Let go of the attachment to everything that created this so that there is space to make this your new normal. And I get it so many times, and I think that a lot of times what people do, and I've seen this over and over again, is they'll decide this is who I am, and okay, I'm supposed to do these techniques, so I'm going to go do those techniques, and it's been 2 or 3 months, how come I don't see anything? That's not empty. That's you saying, I'm trying to put this into here, but I'm not doing it. If you were truly empty, you were detached from both. The truly empty, the master who returns to center, who truly can empty their mind, has no attachment to any outcome, this or this. Once you get to that point, then you can say, oh, I'm going to have this thought and this feeling, and I'm going to keep having this thought and this feeling, whatever that is you want, until it becomes my new normal. Because this is what I'm choosing to create right now. And you're going to find something interesting happens. You will start to manifest more quickly. You will start to have miracles that you could never have thought of and planned just pop up. And you will start to hold on less and less to those desires. Oh, cool, I manifested more money. That was awesome and amazing. And let it go. Empty again. Now what do I want? And pretty soon, that awareness, your thoughts, your words, your actions, and what they align with, is going to become second nature. Because at your core, that's who you are. You are the creator. You are the master. You are so powerful. There is nothing greater than the power of you. When you are in alignment, spirit, heart, mind, and body all in sync, you will naturally create your happiest life and manifest miracles. And I promise you, If you go through the shifting of your identity, it becomes so much easier every time. It's not going to be easy the first time you do it. It's not going to feel easy. But because it's who you are, that mastery comes quickly every time. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.